All right, guys, we're going to get into this. We're going to break down Anthony Richardson's game tape from his game against the Texans. It was an okay game. He showed some crazy high flashes, but he's got some things that he's got to do to bring up the consistency if he wants to take it to the next level. Let's get into the video. Also, just as a heads up, there's a bug right now where this screen is going to be black if I stop it. So we're just going to let this roll. They told me that they're working on this in the meantime for a fix in the next few weeks. So this is what we got to work with right now. Let's get to it. So Anthony Richardson showed flashes of who he can be, with his ceiling being very high. The problem right now is that his floor, when it's not good as a passer, is low. And that's ultimately, in my opinion, one of the reasons that they lost to the Texans is that they couldn't sustain drives without the big play. Very rarely. He missed a few key fourth down throws. He overthrew an interception ball on an inside post. And these types of things have been showing up for the past, I guess, year. He only has played like a handful of games, but he's had a lot of time in practice, a lot of reps, and now we're in live action, and these games matter. This is a division game. You have to be able to get the gimmies, and that's kind of what I'm seeing right now across the board. So we're only going to stop this if we need to. Going to give some commentary on this, but quick token fake. Wants to take a three-step. Great job getting outside of pressure. Great job finding a guy across the field. And again, we're going to go through his all passes right now, so we'll see front, back, and side to side. I really do like how they're structuring their offense. They have a good run threat. They have good run with him, good runs with JT. They got a lot of shifts, a lot of motions, and they're pulling guys. Like, I think that their offense is going to be hard to stop. They're just going to have to do the small things better. Quick little motion out, screen, money, easy little 6 yards. Pittman's a dog. Looks like it actually could have been an RPO a little bit because he rode that fake a decent bit. Could have been a one or the other. Now we got trips left bunch. Gonna get some sort of one high. They're playing plug. These are the ones for me that these can't happen. I don't know if it was a miscue with the receiver, but it looks like he's getting his depth. I don't know if it's a 10-yard route. I mean, regardless of wherever that is, that ball's uncatchable. And I think the problem is he's got a good pocket. And like the weird thing is you see him when he's with a good pocket is when he misses a lot of his throws, and it doesn't really make sense. I also think, like, situationally, it's 4th and 1. If you don't have it and you're not 100% sure and you can't make this an accurate ball, just take off and run, which we know he's really good at. He'll get that first down with his legs. And I'd imagine that's what they're going to be telling him in the film room. Either hit this ball in stride, give him a catchable, give him a chance. It's 4th down. Like, this shouldn't be a him or nobody ball. Like, this has got to be a riskier throw, or just take off. You're going to get the first down by yourself. So that was the first thing that I saw in this game that I'm like, you got to be able to sustain that drive against a really good team. And the Texans are a really good team. They have a good defense. So it's not all negative. It's just, I don't know. There was no chance there. And again, we don't know. Is that on the receivers, on the quarterback? Regardless, it didn't look good. Here we go. Now we got dose, play action. I think this is the bomb slips. I mean, this is the stuff that gets you excited. Throws it as absolutely far as he can. Pierce made a great play adjusting. Probably even a better ball than it was a route. But I don't know. Pierce is sneaky fast. Slips, finds it, bails away, rips it 60 plus yards. Great job. And that's money. Those things are great. Like, you will have those things come up in a season where you get a nice, huge gain for 7. But you also have to be able to hit the easy ones underneath consistently. Stick route. Good ball. Good out routes on the stick concept. I also wonder if he is just so muscle bound that it makes it hard for him to be accurate consistently. That's one thing that my quarterback coach with the Falcons and even with the Packers would say, like, you don't want to be too big or else it's going to be hard to layer throws over people. Like that. That's tough. And I think this one comes back to hesitating. And again, he's going to get better on these ones at reps. These ones don't concern me as much as the airmailing does. But play action, first hitch. If he lets this go on his first hitch with anticipation, I don't think this is intercepted. I think this ball ends up right here, but he takes a second hitch, and you can see 1, 2, and he kind of regathers. If he throws it a little bit sooner, I don't think that 0 gets it there. The ball would already be out, and it might actually be front shoulder, and that's still a risky throw. Like, don't get me wrong, that's a risky throw, but he got away with one there. I honestly think if he throws it on the first hitch, that's a completion. But again, that just comes down to the timing and some of the things that I just don't think that he's quite there yet. His ceiling is crazy, but it's the small nuances of the game that they will get cleaned up over time. First hitch, ball's out, and I think he's got him. But I'm sure they'll be telling that in his quarterback room. But again, that should have been intercepted. Drops back, got a mesh concept. Nothing you can do there. Let's see if he had anything. No. O-line just crumbled. All right. New drive. Shorter field. RPO. That was a good ball. Again, 6-man box. He's just reading that backside defender. 5 pulls in. He pulls it out. Got him. Pierce got to get a better block or something. It's hard when it's 2-on-2, though. I mean, you got to make somebody miss. All right. Going 1 high again. Play action. Drops back. Doesn't have anything there. I just... let's see. Again, this is... let's see. 2nd and 8. See what happens in the pocket. Drops back. It's a little bit of pressure. I would like to see him... like in the softer part of the pocket or just scramble. One of the two. I mean, now he's got a guy leaking late, but I think that sometimes you see these quarterbacks, when they get back there, they just drift away to the side that they're throwing. And it's kind of a tough habit because your line can't keep the integrity of the pocket. He couldn't have taken off if he wanted to, but I mean, there's not really anywhere he can go with the ball here. That ball also kind of, I guess he was throwing it away. Looks like a throwaway to me. Just ditching it. I like that, though. I like that he didn't force it. On 2nd and 8. Live to fight another down on 3rd down. Play action. Like, I know that when you're drifting left, man, it just... There's loopers that come around it and make it tough. It's okay. It's not like a negative on him. Trips left. Little chip. Drops back. Drifts left a little bit. That was a hell of a catch. Oh, he dropped it. Good throw, though. Let's see this in timing. Like, I like how decisive this throw was. Like, I really like it. The window's there. Ball's there and on time. Got to get it down a little bit, but let's see the timing of his feet. 1, 2, 3. 4, hitch. See, this is the one thing, man. I think if he can get past this 2nd hitch. So, look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if he can, like, be a little bit more controlled on his drop back. So this is something that our quarterback coach in Green Bay used to tell us. You need to tempo your 5-step drop on the front end to allow yourself to throw with first hitch on the back end so that you can anticipate throws. And when you're in such a rush to get back to your 5, you're going to end up taking 2 or 3 hitches that ultimately will lead you to be slightly late. And I think that's the problem here. See how he's standing up super tall on his hitch? Has to reset, drop down, reload. Like, he has a strong enough arm to get it there, but he misses high. Where if that ball is already there, like slightly early, and again, we're talking like milliseconds, but that's what you see in the NFL. Like, timing matters. When you're throwing in triple coverage in a window, like, you can't always just throw it as hard as you can when you're late. You have to throw it early with anticipation. And again, like, they almost had it, but that's the difference in a catch or not and moving the ball. Like, this is a 3rd down and they had it. I'm not saying this is not like, I mean, that is a high ball, but could be caught, could be a lot easier if that ball is right here, right now, in that fraction of a second earlier. And that's kind of the stuff that I'm seeing. Like, it's just hard to win consistently. Like, yes, you can throw deep post for touchdowns. You can do all of that. But like, when you watch CJ Stroud, if you flip this to the other side of the field, CJ Stroud could be a non-athlete and still dice people up with his anticipation, his accuracy, and all that other stuff. We'll get to that in another video, but that's just kind of what I'm seeing right now. Now you get man-to-man across the board and to get slugger, scramble. Like, this is great. It's a good decision. He saw the floodgates open across the middle of the field. Didn't even bother reading it. And I think that's the right decision. First hitch, out. Good job getting down too. I want to see him protect himself this year. Like, he's such a talented runner. Oh, man. You had him. 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 And I think this is where I'm kind of getting at. Like, the inconsistency is tough because if this is the flip side and CJ Stroud gets this look, that's a touchdown. And that's what I'm saying is the standard isn't having a high fantasy game because you had a rushing touchdown and like 60 yards and you threw a bomb. Like, the standard it's winning the game and taking the layups, and that is a layup. And I just think that I don't know how that gets fixed overnight, and they need to win games now. This is not the best defense they're going to play against this year. Like, there's other good defenses. The Titans have a really good defense this year. They play them obviously twice. The Jaguars have a good defense. Like, he doesn't have like cakewalk games. Man, and again, like people overthrow balls in the NFL, but you threw the ball out of bounds. Like it's not like it was like a slight overthrow. I just think his misses are really bad for whatever reason. And again, I don't know if it's because of his shoulder. I don't know if it's just like he hasn't had enough reps. I don't know. And the reps thing can fix things, but we also have to take into account he had massive shoulder surgery last year on his throwing arm. Like these things matter when the margin for error is here. Good catch. Good ball. Get back on track. And again, like people miss touchdowns all the time, dude. Like what I'm saying about him is not coming from a place that I don't think he can be a guy. I'm saying he's not the guy people think he is and talk about him as he is right now today. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like nobody should expect him to be that guy right now. Here we go. Empty. Oh, that's tough. We're going to watch this from the back view and see exactly what happened. This is the same throw that he missed in preseason. So I don't know. We're going to see if it was all the tight end. Is that a tight end? I'm not even sure. But drops back, reads it out. I love how he's reading it. I know the guy's falling down. I know he's falling down, but if he was standing straight up right here, I still think that's an overthrow. I think that's a better ball than he has thrown. I will be honest. I think it's a better ball than he threw in preseason. But I still think it's just like I don't know. Again, 83 didn't help him out there. I'm not going to lie. 83 did not help him out. But he has nothing into this throw. He has no momentum going forward. He can't. If this is all arm. And when you throw all arm on a deeper cross, you have to be perfect. And I don't know. I don't think that's a great ball. I think that ball would have been a completely outstretched, crazy catch probably. The guy would have maybe tipped it and then it got intercepted, but his accuracy and his like spray chart is what's tough right now. Let's see. So he threw an interception and now it's time to get back on track. They're doubling over here. They're playing a version of quarters from a one high look. So they're going two over here. They're going quarters down here. He thinks he's going to get one high, and he's not. And this ball's got to be off placed on the outside shoulder or to your running back on the check down. Tough. And that is what I believe a third down stop. Again, right here, right here, this is where the ball's got to go in this situation. That offset right here, which we see CJ Stroud do a million times over, and he's not even he's not ready to throw. Like this is the stuff, in my opinion, that like changes the course of games. And I know he's talented. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that this is the stuff that has to get cleaned up for them to be what they want to be and what he can be. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like we don't expect him to be a superstar day one, but when your base is flat parallel, how can you expect to throw this ball on an outside shoulder coming down on a zig when it's 3rd and 5 and this gets you the first down? A good off-placed ball will get them there. But it's also got to be in time right there because you have somebody else squeezing from the outside. Look, like he hesitates. And he's hesitating because he just threw an interception not long ago. His last pass was an interception. So it's just these things over the course of the game. You cannot rely on the big plays and you can't rely on being a runner to win the majority of your football games in the NFL and go to the playoffs. You've got to be able to win as a passer. Like that one should have been intercepted too. And again, that ball's thrown behind. The same exact route. This is just great timing though. Look, like this is good timing. Play action, 1, 2, 3. First hitch, ball's out. Lead him over here. Don't get this guy involved. These are the things that they're coming up time and time and time again. And I don't care how many retweets, how many likes, how he threw that 60-yard touchdown. That's great. There are guys that can throw 55-yard touchdowns in the NFL because it was 7 yards further. Doesn't make it like God's gift of football. This is the stuff that has to get fixed. 1, 2, 3. Now we're bugging a little bit. 1, 2, 3. Film's gonna be like this is open, man. This must be cut. Like that's fine. Film's gonna be messed up, but this is like that can't happen. That's like 2 or 3 interceptable balls that did not get intercepted on top of what already was. That again, you add those to a few of the airmails, and it's like if he did not throw that 70-yard touchdown, people would be talking about this game a lot differently. Here you go. In time, in rhythm, second down, get half of it. Like, that's good football. And again, I'm not trying to rip him. I'm coming at this from the perspective that I know all of my quarterback coaches in the NFL came at it from. And this is what they were saying in meetings to guys like Matt Ryan, to guys like Aaron Rodgers. Like, these are the things they were telling them over and over and over again. And that's what made those guys good for a long time. Play action, drop back. I love how he moved in the pocket there. Like, that's awesome. This shit, like, this is his best play of the game. This play right here was better than that 70-yard touchdown. Like, this was more impressive. Like, look at how he maneuvers the pocket and stays a passer. His feet don't get split horizontal, sideways. Like, this shit is money. This ball is coming out before this defender can get there. Like, this was his best play of the game, and it's not even close. I don't care how far people can throw. That's cool shit. But this play, like, watch it from this perspective. This play is insane. It's going to get his play action, drop back, gets pressure, shuffles in the pocket, delivers a rip across the middle of the field. Like, this, if he can do that more consistently, that changes everything. Because he didn't get frantic. He just stayed a passer and he knew the concept. Like, that shit was money. Play action, drops back, first hitch, second hitch. Resets. Man, come on. I don't know where he's going with this. All right, look. You have a out and up, but the safety is pretty wide already and relatively deep. And I know we're going to say hindsight's 2020, but this is where the ball's got to go. And this is, like, in the same timing of the play, he is covered and trailed. This is where the ball has got to go. And maybe his coach is telling him, hey, if we get a shot here, take the one-on-one. I just don't think that's not where the ball needs to go. The ball needs to go to the deep crosser. He's cleared out. Safety's bailing. He's going to overlap on 0. And, like, this is a massive play here. If he can just throw it right now. Let's see his feet. Play action, 1, 2, 3, first hitch, ball should be there. Again, they'll probably fix that in film. Like, that's like week 1 type of stuff. Like, I'm not concerned about it. I know he's physically capable of doing that. I just think in this game, I don't know. Again, the cool thing for the Colts is, like, look, you have a good team. You have a solid defense. You have a quarterback that has a high ceiling. And you have a great running back. You have a great receiver. Like, you have these pieces. You've just got to get the floor of your operation up a little bit higher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First hitch. What happened? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First hitch. Did he get his hand hit? He might have got his hand hit. Let's see. Yeah, he got his hand hit. That's tough. Good play by the defense. This is a really, really, really good catch. So we get this deep post. We're going to get chips on both edges so he gets time, but he still gets an empty stress to the flats. This is a really good job here. Again, though, this is... I'm not gonna complain too much. This is a better job by the receiver. However, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, he's just late on this throw, and he's just throwing a jump ball. Where I think if he's, again, playing with good feet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, first hitch, second hitch, balls out, maybe one more balls out, not 2 more balls out, then he's not just heaving it up for a jump ball and they have a touchdown. But it's okay. It's a good play. Honestly, if he can take what Dak Prescott has done over the last 3 years and West Coastify his footwork and his timing, he could be so good. If you guys watch how Dak Prescott used to play before he started figuring out feet and timing and all of that, it looked so much different. And I think that's, again, Anthony Richardson is young. He can totally get there. I'm just saying right now, he doesn't have the foundation of that stuff to play consistently. That's awesome, though. Those are going to add up. He's a big dude, though. He's bigger than running backs in the NFL, so I'm sure he can take more hits than running backs can. All right, let's see it. Oh man, what was that? Play action. And you have a out route, and you have a inside post, and then you have a man beater right here, man to man. So you have your pile concept. He's going to be running an out route. He's going to be running a corner. And this is another problem, in my opinion. I'm not really sure what he's looking at. So play action, sees these linebackers bite. So he's like, oh, I got him. But he has no eyes over here either. And these guys didn't like bite. They didn't like come up and mug and rush the line of scrimmage. Like, this could have so easily, if this had not been batted by these guys, been picked by him. And that is like 4 or 5 like severely interceptable balls this game that did not get intercepted this time. And in my opinion, what you have to do, and again, you have a good pocket. It's not there. Reset back and throw the out route. That's your number 2 read. It's 1 to 2. So instead of throwing what should be an interception to 3 different people, go reset in a clean pocket and just throw this out route for a gimme touchdown. He's going to look back on this in film and be like, damn, I missed one. Again, it's week 1. Like, these are the types of things, in my opinion, that get fixed. These get better as the season goes on. This is not like a talent or like a throwing issue. This is just a mental thing. But play action. First read's not there because you have a bunch of people in the window. Like, this guy probably would have picked that. Money. Go back to the back door. And again, I think that the Colts will get better in this category as the season goes on. I think he'll get better in this category as the season goes on. Now that you cannot teach. That's awesome. He's such a red zone threat, man. Just making people look silly. Like, he's got that Cam Newton in him. He really does. And that'll be the end of it. But look, man, what I'm really saying, and when I say all this stuff on Twitter and everything, like, I'm not being like I don't think he can be a good quarterback. I don't think he can win them games. I'm saying to take that team to the next level, he's got to do all of those things that where his floor is right now, his floor is low. His floor does not look good when it's not good. His ceiling looks really damn good. He doesn't even have to play to his ceiling more often. He just has to bring his floor up. And how does he do that? He needs to get sharper with his feet, sharper with his anticipation. He needs to learn how to layer throws and not just throw one speed all the time. And that shit takes time. He's still a young quarterback. I'm just saying right now, today, in the landscape of the AFC and what it looks like, he has got to get better fast if they're going to be a team that can compete for a Super Bowl. That's just the reality of it. And also, let's just be honest, if you want to compete for your division, you have to level that up. If you don't level that up, this will be the result time and time again, where things look really good, but the game's super close, but you don't kind of ever pull it all together. And maybe you win 9 games. Maybe you win 10 games. Maybe you get lucky and win 11 games. But if you watch games like the flip side of this with CJ Stroud, how CJ Stroud was dialing things up, it looks a lot different. And that is what the standard will be in the AFC moving forward as a passer. And that just is what it is. Hope you guys didn't take it too harshly. If you're Colts fans, I hope that you understand where I'm coming from and what I'm seeing. And look, you should be excited about your quarterback. He's a good player. He's just got learning to do, growth to be made. And even if he doesn't fix the accuracy issues, once he fixes the decision-making issues that come up, and that's like a lot of coaching too, and scar tissue and learning, he's only played a handful of games. I think he can be even better, even if he doesn't fix the accuracy issues. If he just fixes the progression, reading, feet, and timing, that will solve a lot of problems. So I'm excited to see how this season goes for him.